Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories is the latest installment in the Kingdom Hearts franchise. It is a spin-off that focuses on summarizing the entirety of the Kingdom Hearts Seeker of Darkness saga, as well as giving hints as to what is in store for fans in the next few games. What is Melody of Memories? It is a rhythm RPG game. The RPG elements are very minor and will normally not have an impact on gameplay, except very early on until you get used to the way the game is played. It can be boiled down to more missable notes without losing, and each miss does less damage the higher your level. There is a crafting system, but it again is very bare bones. You can craft a couple of songs and some items to help in surviving some of the later difficult tracks. I feel they could have just dropped this whole entire aspect of the game and it would be fine. No, the main component is the rhythm genre, and rightfully so. Kingdom Hearts has many memorable compositions and very exciting battle music. I am not all disappointed that it is getting the theater rhythm Final Fantasy treatment. The gameplay is composed of three main types of stages. There is the field battle, which is currently being showcased, the memory dives, which will be showed right afterwards, and the boss battles, which will follow that. Field stages mostly feature world tracks and the world battle tracks. It also features some boss music that might also have a boss battle stage, and classic Disney arrangements. This is the primary gameplay you will be dealing with. Your party will be fighting an onslaught of heartless nobodies, unversed, and some other enemies while running on top of sheet music. The process of completing these stages require you to jump, glide, and strike down these enemies to the beat of the music. You control a party of 3, and if you have the item, Mickey joins with you as well. In some tracks, your party may have a guest character from the appropriate Disney World as well. You have 3 basic buttons to press, which will command whichever party member is needed to attack. In some cases, you will need to hit 2 or all 3 buttons to defeat the enemies in front of you. The middle party member can jump, and by holding down the jump button, can glide through notes or dodge attacks. They may also need to follow a string of notes in order to keep the beat. For those who have played previous games, reaction commands also return, so when you see that crystal on the track, be sure to hit the appropriate button. You know the one. It's a good thing that these are the most prevalent, since this is my favorite play method in the game. The feeling of hitting the enemy at the right time just feels so damn satisfying. I will say, some songs do not work well in this format, but after a bit of trial and error, you get the gist of even the janky songs. As I stated before, most songs will be in this format. Some have this stage type as well as one of the other 2. This is also the kind of gameplay you will be dealing with in the multiplayer, but with added components. I will explain in a bit. Memory dives and boss fights share some gameplay elements in terms of how they are played. They instead have bubbles that you have to press or hold the corresponding buttons to, as well as flicking the stick or sticks in corresponding motions. A memory dive normally has a pre-rendered video playing in the background while you and your party members are gliding on top of the sheet music in the foreground, smashing into these bubbles. These songs are usually world theme songs or character-specific theme songs. They also hold the game theme songs, so you will be playing Simple and Clean, Sanctuary, and Don't Think Twice in this format. Face My Fears is sadly not included in this game. There are field battle versions of these, but they are not the full song. Usually it's only half. A boss battle consists of, you guessed it, a boss battle theme. The difference between these and memory dives is the background consists of a boss battle, and the amount of hits you take and give is determined by how well you do in the song. The notes come from left to right instead of the background to the foreground. These songs are usually faster than memory dives and require a quicker reaction time. Or, more rhythm. Both these modes add some variety, and I enjoy the difference in approach to break the monotony. For the most part, they are not that difficult, but some of them on Proud are very precise, which is fun, yet frustrating challenge, which is normal to almost all rhythm games. And not a negative from me, I like being challenged. The story mode, or how this game calls it, the World Tour, has a map reminiscent of the world map from Birth by Sleep. You can clear each stage by surviving, but To complete them, you need to do some extra objectives. These range from getting a certain score, eliminating a number of enemies, or hitting specific kinds of notes. Each objective you meet earns you a star, and this is how the game gatekeeps you through the story mode. Some of these objectives are a little grating, but in the end, I'd say it was a healthy challenge. You need a certain amount of these stars to unlock the next couple of stages. After some worlds, you will get a cutscene with a voiceover from Kairi, recounting the tale from the previous games. And as you may have guessed, the worlds unlocked are all grouped by what game they are representing, in order of release. As you clear songs here, they are unlocked in the track select, and the more you progress, eventually you will unlock 3 additional parties to play as. The parties are as follows. Team Classic, which consists of Sora, Donald, and Goofy in their Kingdom Hearts 1 models. Team Days, which consists of Roxas, Xeon, and Axel. And Team 3D, which consists of Dream Drop Distance Riku and 2 Dream Eaters, Meow Wow and the Komori Bat. And finally, Team Birth by Sleep, which consists of Aqua, Ventus, and Terra. My favorites in ranking are as follows. Team Days, Birth by Sleep, Classic, and 3D in that order. It is time to discuss the multiplayer. I have had a hard time trying to find another player. The first 3 or 4 times I tried on separate days, and I was not successful. On my last day of recording, I found one player and we played for around 10 or so songs. It was a very fun game mode when it worked, but the fact that it was so difficult to find another person is very saddening. And he did have a rank, so I know he must have faced another player at some point. I'm not sure if it was earlier or even in the same day, but the fact that he found someone means that there is an online mode out there for some people. If you're having trouble finding players, worry not, this game mode also has an offline mode to play against the AI. It is not nearly as much fun, especially when you reach the highest rank, since the AI was destroying me at Platinum 1. The Versus mode uses an optional twist to the formula. Tricks. They range from invisible enemies to no rhythm indicators. That combination is very annoying, and it does happen a lot. It is random, and these are strictly field battles only. If you find a player of roughly the same level, I can see this being a very fun game mode to play. An extra mode that was also added is the co-op mode. This allows 2 players on the same console to play the same song together at the same time. These are also variations of the field stage mode, but greatly simplified. I did not have another physical person to play this mode with me, so I'm not sure if there are any exclusive songs in this mode, but again, it looks like a cute little game to play with a guest, especially if you both like Kingdom Hearts. In this mode, you play as Sora and Riku, though, and both of them are in their Kingdom Hearts 1 attires. Overall, this is a fun game, and I recommend it to those who have enjoyed the series at any point. In terms of music selection, there are 150 available songs. Some are just variations of each other, such as a piano version, but if I were to give it a rating from 1 to 10, I'd say it's roughly a 7 or an 8. If you have no interest in Kingdom Hearts, I would say maybe go somewhere else, but I do believe that there is enjoyment to be had here, even if you're not a fan, at least as far as the gameplay goes and the actual music itself. It is now the second video, and I will have to say, I feel this one came out a lot better. If anything, I think the ending is a little it seems to just stop abruptly. So I've started thinking about how I actually want to do my ratings, because I don't want to do a scale 1 to 10. I feel like everyone does that, and I don't want to do that. So I kind of was thinking about doing it based on prices. And what I mean by that is, buy the game at full price, buy it when it's on sale for 3/4 of a price, half price, or less. And I think that doesn't necessarily mean that the game is bad. It just means how much I would value it, instead of talking about how good it is. Because that's a very subjective thing. I can objectively say that this game is pretty well made, but it's a subjective thing because it's based on music and a series that I like. So I don't think I can give an exact number on it. So for instance, in this one, I would say if you're a Kingdom Hearts fan, it's a full price game. Um, and if you're not a Kingdom Hearts fan, maybe get it at like half price, maybe even a quarter. And that's kind of like the rating I'm probably gonna go for. And yeah, I think I like that. So the next game I want to play is Marvel's Avengers, but that is not a 1 week game. I can get through the story mode probably in a week, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to delay that one by a week and release a video on Astrobot next week. And that should hold everybody over until Avengers, where I'm going to have a two-parter for it. One's going to be a story mode only review, so how the game plays up until the end of the story mode, whether or not I like the story or not. And then I'm going to do a video on what it is to play post-game. And I'm going to try to get as far as I can in the post-game with as many of the characters as I can. And yeah, we'll see if I like it or not after that. See you guys in the next video.